Welcome back to Beer Right Back, the Lounge Beer Podcast. Today, we're drinking some imports from Germany.
Woo!
International Day here at Beer Right Back.
Yeah. Starting off with a premium Pilsner from Bitburger. As the bartender today, I can guarantee that I will butcher every single one of these names. So,
Just all the W's are V's,
yeah.
and then, no, that's it. I don't know.
Oh, man.
And then start putting imaginary umlauts over
Everything.
random letters.
The rock dots.
That's right. This might be our first, is this our first Pilsner?
I think it's our first Pilsner.
Oh.
And appropriately from Germany. Pilsner I've been wanting to try is Stone just did a collaboration with Metallica and started producing Enter Night Pilsner. If anyone's going to make a badass Pilsner, it's going to be Metallica and Stone. Anyways,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers.
Smells like one.
Yeah. Tastes like one. Must be a Pilsner. Very, very clear.
Very light, very crisp.
Yep.
Altogether not horrible.
Yeah.
A good Pilsner.
This is pretty good.
I don't generally like lagers. Pilsners and Kolsch's being two of the exceptions. I think a good of either one of those is pretty good, and I enjoy this. This is tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they do to Pilsners to kind of separate them from...
I have absolutely not. But I have pretty reasonable beer knowledge of ales. And then it ends abruptly at lagers. I know they use bottom fermenting yeast instead of top fermenting yeast, and that's where it ends.
Okay.
Yeah, just let's not say we know too much, because we're already offending all of the Germans by slaughtering the names.
Yeah.
And then we're going to say, well, you make a Pilsner by putting in dark roasted barley.
Ree!
What would it be in German, though?
V.
That's the first offensive joke of the day towards the German race or culture. German race.
That's a little...
The strong Aryan blood.
Yes.
That's not... let's cut it out.
That's as close to that as we're going to come.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Germans could use a little, couple knocks, couple steps down. What have they suffered in the last, okay.
They have been like the leader of Europe for
Yeah.
ever since the 80s or 70s or something like that.
Like,
They've been like the de facto leader of the European Union ever since its formation,
Yeah.
right?
the more you know.
Good on you, or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, actually, I should say Angela Merkel has been like the de facto
Yeah.
leader of the European Union, not Germany overall. I say with my pinky raised. Anyway,
Back to the beer.
I was on Untapped when I was in Majestic today, just to throw another stick into the dog shit that is most people's ratings on that app. And this lady had, I don't know what she was rating, but she gave it a 3.25, and her description was, I did not like this beer at all. Not really feeling it.
Wow.
And I was like, there's more of that scale.
So you gave it a 65 out of 100.
Yeah.
If you had this and 99 other beers, you would put this 65th, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I thinking? Oh, the beer.
The beer, yes.
It's, at the end of the day, to me, it's just kind of, it's a Pilsner, but I'm kind of getting something out of this I usually don't, but...
My understanding is, and I don't know how much this is just proliferated by macro breweries trying to defend their quote-unquote craft, but my understanding is that making an extremely light-bodied beer such as this is very difficult because you have nothing to hide off flavors. In an IPA that's such a big flavor, any little subtle off notes are blown away.
Or anything coffee or chocolate or coconut or anything huge.
Out of the water by the hop flavor.
Right.
In something like this, there is nothing to hide your mistakes. So making a beer like this takes a lot of refining and perfecting a recipe.
Yeah.
And I imagine Bitburger has been around for a couple of years, and they've been refining their recipe since before America existed as a country.
1817, so a little bit after, but...
Oh, so they're fresh. They're brand new. And to me, there's a big difference between a good Pilsner and a bad Pilsner. In my own eyes, I don't know what the consensus is on good versus bad Pilsners, but to me, it's like if I don't get the gross lager flavor, it's a good Pilsner. And to me, this is
Okay.
a lager at the end of the day, but it doesn't have that flavor to it.
Oh,
So
true.
I
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
like, good job on them for making a good tasting Pilsner.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say. I'd forgotten about that whole thing that we had talked about, and this really makes me think, wow, there really is nothing to this beer, and so if there was anything wrong with it, you would be like, it's wrong instantaneously, and
Right.
it's irrevocably awful. So,
You guys have a rating?
Oh,
I have a rating.
I'll give it a 60.
60.
65.
Cool. Probably our highest rated lager. We'll see how the rest of the
Yeah.
day goes. But
I don't know, actually. I think, let me just look back here in the list here. I think that La Cumbre's beer.
that's right. That was
No, this is higher by 2 points.
Oh,
That was a
that was
60.
a flat 60.
That was a flat 60, and this is a 62. So
Nice.
Do you keep our like ratings with our names, or do you just write down the average?
I write down the average,
Okay.
but I could start writing down everybody's
Yeah. I don't
individual
wanna
rating.
add
Yeah.
this whole process to
More
your
data.
Your thing, but that would be interesting to see because we could start seeing how our individual rankings, like how they differ.
Yeah, you could have
What-
like a graph of each individual.
our own like standard deviation and stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we're not nerds at all here.
we what is it, like a week ago we were putting together, or 2 weeks ago we were literally putting together an Excel spreadsheet of stuff we found in the garbage, and we were
We have to
averaging
document
price and weight. So anyway, what was I thinking?
Oh, we're numbers people. Oh.
Yeah, me, the
Data.
numbers guy.
Data is beautiful.
But statistics lie a lot. At least you can use them
That's right.
to lie a lot. So you kind of have to understand.
Context.
Yeah, context matters.
That's right.
That's true in anthropology as well. Actually, that would be archaeology. Digging up.
I have no.
If you
fucking
ruin the context of any like particular like dig site or whatever, like every information, like every piece of data in that is like also ruined, and it's
Right.
like a big problem.
I know less about archaeology and anthropology than I do about almost any other topic.
People do things.
And
It's-
and then we try to figure out what
Yeah.
they did
Yeah.
and why.
All right, next up we've got the first of I think 3 hefts in this 6-pack from König Ludwig, Weissbier. Is that about right?
Weissbier.
Weissbier. Oh shit! I've forgotten the one and only rule that you taught me, non-Germanic man.
I'm Germanic.
I guess you are. Yes.
In my blood, I'm not.
Right, you're not
Yeah, I've no-
actually German.
Right.
Yes. That was kind of my
I'm gonna guess Weissbier means white beer, but
I think you're right.
okay.
Well, it doesn't look white, so
Oh, well.
they've already thrown away their rating.
God, somebody should go teach Germany a thing or two about beer.
And that took 12 minutes.
You pulled
Have
a
you
me.
been
Yeah, I told
swishing
you.
these?
No. Should I have?
Not the Pilsner, the Hefs.
The Hefs probably.
The Hefs
Oh,
and the
okay.
Weissbiers probably.
Will do.
Oh, this is
Smells
opaque.
tasty.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a lot of flavor.
Ow.
I get the really big like banana flavor right off the bat.
For sure.
Typically in like German and especially Hef and Weissbiers. And then it goes nicely into kind of a weedy aftertaste.
There's this one lacks kind of the problem I have with some like other weedy beers like Belgian whites and stuff. It's just kind of like near the end it's like that kind of that, it's not gross, but it's like a little off-putting compared to like what I would usually want out of a
Right.
beer. And this one like lacks it, and it makes it way more palatable and really enjoyable, and the banana like really stands out.
It doesn't. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Those other beers, it like there's this aftertaste, and it feels like it just sticks to your tongue, and it stays with you. And this is like a good clean finish. There's a little bit of that flavor, just enough to like get the wheat, and then it kind of like cleans off your tongue.
Yeah.
Is this why Germans drink like a lot of beer? Is because there's no strong aftertaste and they just have to keep drinking continuously to maintain the flavor.
And they are typically lower alcohol.
Right. Yeah,
Well, is this
true.
like a
the Pils was 4.7, and this one, if I can find it, is 5.5.
And are these by volume or by weight? Because I know different countries do.
Well, on the back, because it's imported in the United States, it has to be by
right.
It has to be by our standards.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
those numbers are all, the same across the board.
When I was reading that article about the Utah passing the bill that raised their alcohol limit, they were, I think, in their text of the bill, they were quoting alcohol by weight, and it was
That's weird,
unusual. And I saw it, and it was like raising it from like 3 to 4% or something like that. And I was like, what beers can they even sell in Utah at this point? And then I did the conversion, and it was like it was 4%, and they raised it to 6 now by volume.
right?
So
I wonder if that's like legalese essentially to make it look better than it actually is.
Yeah,
Maybe because by weight, then you're like, oh man, I can like. If that metric looks way
4%
better,
sounds better than 6%.
Right? Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh.
I can see how from just these first two beers, and I hope this is true throughout, that you could either define German beer as light, like too relaxed, like there's not enough there, or you can define it as like dead on, like clean, precise
refreshing
shit. Yeah. Like you're either gonna think one of those two things.
Yeah.
There is definitely just across these two beers a very like pointed craftsmanship already that I can notice.
Clean
like,
flavor.
Yeah.
Like there's no off notes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which far too often there are off notes in the beers that we have here from.
Yeah.
There's always something. It seems like you can almost always pick one thing out.
Well, don't.
Not always.
High country brunch. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah. Supremely drinkable.
Yeah, right. You could kick back.
for sure.
Quite a fucking few of these.
For breakfast.
Yeah, I understand that one now, especially this one in particular. Just kind of the weedy banana.
Yeah. Again, back
flavor.
to how good would this go with like some bacon and eggs? It's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm feeling it. I want some bacon and eggs right now.
big carbonation. I think typical for the style.
Definitely is like a yeast characteristic in here too, which is enjoyable. Typically, I don't like that, but this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely like some beers do it right and some don't.
I have a rating in mind.
Me too.
65.
70.
70.
I was really going back and forth between a 70 and a 65, and for me, this it's really good, but is like one step down. It doesn't really like I don't drink it and go wow. You know, it's kind of wow, that's good, but it's not.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah. Oh man, do you think any of these beers are gonna like be anywhere on the IBU scale at all?
Maybe I think there's a Dunkel Weiss coming up. That one a little bit, but not above like a 20.
I have a joke lined up. I'm sure you can already guess it. It'll be new to Nick though.
Yeah, we'll surprise him. I'll laugh really hard.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Kevin, who is going to be on the podcast here at some point, has family in Germany, and he went there recently and was talking about how little beer he drank while he was there because it's a lot of lagers.
Oh.
And he, like us, is not a fan of most lagers. But he did say that there was I really now wish I could remember the brewery and the beer. But he had some beer, and he said it was like one of the best beers he'd ever had in his life. I imagine if you grow up surrounded by lagers, you'll have a taste for it, right?
Yeah.
And as evidenced by Germany. Is that yonder Dunkel?
Yeah, this is the Warsteiner's Dunkelweizen.
Warsteiner,
yeah. 1753.
Damn.
So this one
predates
yeah.
the American.
The bottle? We missed the Best Buy date, if that's the case.
We thought that beer was bad after like a year.
Yeah.
This is going to be rank. I got to tell you guys.
Gonna have to dunkel it down the sink. I hope this is the dumbest joke.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I liked it. It was a good dad joke.
That looks great. It's like a brown, red, amber color. Very clear. You can see right through it.
Yeah.
Smells good. Gentlemen.
Cheers.
Ooh.
There's like a kind of a nutty.
I get a coffee. Like I
Okay.
get some coffee flavor and smell.
I don't think I've ever had a Dunkelweizen before.
I have, and it tasted absolutely nothing like this.
Really?
When I had it before, it was more yeasty. I remember it being like
There's a little bit of yeast in this, but not too much.
Yeah. When I had it before, it was like a very yeasty with like a little bit of malt, but not coffee like this. This is interesting.
Yeah,
This has like some of the notes that I really like in browns.
for sure.
Somehow.
Yeah.
It's really good.
With like you get like a really sweet finish. Like as soon as I swallow it, my whole tongue is like kind of like a brown sugar almost, kind of sweet.
A molasses,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to put it, but I'm getting more of like a nut, like kind of
Nuttiness.
nut. Yeah, kind of. I'm trying to think of the specific one, like walnut, I guess. Very very slight in the walnut department, but it still reminds me of it somehow. But this is a really crisp and clean, but still like dark colored beer. Or like I guess it's kind of in a middle ground, but the color of the actual like color like kind of threw me off there.
It is kind of weirdly simultaneously a dark and a light beer.
Yeah.
It's 4.8%.
It feels very light and refreshing in your mouth, but it tastes heavier like a porter or something. I got a thing that I get out of like Belgian like doubles and triples and quads. I want to see if you guys get it at all. It was kind of when I like burped. I get like a grape seed oil or like a grape kind of flavor.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys, maybe not, but
I'm absent from this race, so
There was something on my
grapes.
no burps.
Oh, sorry.
Well, there was
You don't get it at all like in the back of your mouth, like if you
No,
smack
no.
your tongue.
in my exhale. I noticed something different from what was in the beer.
A slightly like kind of fruity, kind of sweet flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually grape, but that's what I associate it with. That's kind of like my impression of it.
This is kind of what I was hoping for with the German beers. It's
Yeah.
something that I have never tasted in an American beer before.
Right. It is funny. You think more American breweries would be making a single one of these, like Dark
Right.
Sky, how they cycle through 300 beers a year. You would think at some point, and maybe they do, and I just haven't really seen it, but I've never seen them make like a Dunkel-Weizen.
I mean, they don't really stray from the typical American beers as
IPA,
it
Pale Ale,
is.
Stout.
Right.
And
Yeah.
not even really in the middle with like browns or ambers.
Yeah. Sours,
Yeah.
IPAs, pales. I don't think I've seen them make a hef either.
Right.
Or a lager even. I don't think I've ever had a Dark Sky lager before.
They make Hells of Troy is a Hell's Lager, which is that is a German style. And then right now I think they have a Pilsner. Is it a Pilsner? It's the one with the mustache.
Oh yeah, that is a pilsner.
Yeah.
It's like the pun is like Magnum PI.
Yeah, Magnum Pilsner.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
But I would say at least a dramatically lower percentage of their
2%
beers.
of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What are the stats on this? Or do you know?
It's 4.8%. I don't know the IBU.
Oh.
I could try to find it. But
Germans might care less about that since they
Yeah.
don't have IPA.
Well,
Right.
what's IBU and metric?
I don't think there's.
so I is
metric.
international, so I think maybe that's already metric.
Okay. Well, there's my joke. That's my joke. Thank you, Sean.
I didn't even see it coming.
How much do you
Oh, wow.
care? Should I look this up?
No, I just wanted. That was my lead in for that joke.
Here's my other information. Right here, right above 4.8% alcohol by volume, you'll see this little thing that says beer.
Oh wow.
In case you were wondering.
Good to
Yeah,
know.
this is a beer.
Okay.
This is not wine. This is not root beer. This is regular old
Beer. Beer.
I love the little like Fortnite dance he does while
In
on
the
the
yoga
yoga ball.
I wonder if we could like contact Nakey Jakey and see if
Holy
he'd be
shit.
willing to make like an intro for Be Right Back, like a song
Yeah.
based
God.
off of beer.
Oh, where is he? Is he in California?
No, he's like up north in like
Minnesota or something?
maybe. I don't know. I just know he's like in a northern state.
Might have to pay him a visit.
Yeah. Or at least I know he like grew up in like in or around
That's-
Dakota.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he moved. I don't know, and I have no idea
Yeah.
where he would have moved. But anyways, open
be
invitation. Nakey Jake. Have your people call our people.
Which is us.
We'll do an episode of just 40s.
That'll be our payment.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if you had to do a 40 episode.
Fuck me.
Oh my god.
Where we each have a 40 and we all have to drink a 6-pack of 40s, and then multiple mystery beers, we might be
40s.
dead. There might be some stomach pumping involved there. This is delicious.
It is.
Yeah.
It really like the more you drink, I keep waiting for the flavor to get annoying or like to get kind of like obnoxious in your mouth. Yeah. And it really hasn't. It's every sip is just as refreshing as it was on the last one.
Yeah. I wish we had another one of these, to be honest. But
We might actually.
oh wow.
Oh, there's that one.
This might be the duplicate. I'm not sure.
God.
Are we not supposed to look at the duplicate in the bag?
Oh, we'll do it next week.
Sounds good.
We'll save.
Man, that's so good. Do we have a rating in mind here for the Dunkel-Weizen?
I've got mine.
I think I have mine.
I'm going to go with a 76.
Oh, mine is 73.
I'm sticking with a 65.
Really?
Whoa.
Again, I don't know what it is. There's just one thing short pushing it to a 70. It's
Okay.
not the wowing me, I guess.
Would you say that it does like one thing very well, but it's only one thing, or is
No,
it kind of
I think it does a lot of things very well, and in fact, I think it is a very good beer. It's just like it being mild shouldn't count against it, but to me, there's just it's like a very subtle beer. And,
I see. Yeah.
And it is at the end of the day, it's a good beer.
I see. Okay.
Doesn't
Makes sense.
blow anything out of the water.
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking, and so I've been like adding 5 points to my ratings because just by the fact that it's not strong and it's not over like super huge hoppy flavor or whatever doesn't mean it's a bad beer.
Right.
But I have a tendency to like vote for really big shit. So
I understand that. I have to imagine like what if like some of these are kind of like the Fosters of like Germany. And so like they'd never drink these like in reality.
Some
and
a German listener is going to comment and be like, "You idiots! We never even heard of these."
But
it's my understanding that like I don't want to spoil upcoming beers, but it's my understanding that like Franziskaner is a really big name brewery, as well as what's the other W one?
Warsteiner?
No, there's one we haven't gotten to yet.
Oh,
Starts with a W. That's like a really Weihensstephaner is I think another like actual big German brewery, but I have no idea. So yeah, there is a discreet possibility that somebody's gonna listen and be like, "What are these? You're sure they're German?"
I mean, they sound German.
You know, for them to get exported here, they've got to be big in some respect, and that's either a good or a bad thing. That means they're popular because they're good, or it means they're the Budweisers of Germany. So,
yeah, like you were saying earlier with Foster's, they could very well be just Foster's-esque.
Yeah.
But I will say, these have all been better than Foster's so
for
far.
sure.
So.
I've never had Foster's. I hope I die having never had Foster's, or maybe we'll have to have Foster's on the.
I mean, if we do an
once.
if we do an Australian one, we have to throw Foster's in there for the meme.
That's
even.
right.
Oh my god, I would die if we had an Australian episode. That'd be so cool.
Are there 6 breweries in Australia?
Yeah, so the brewing scene in Australia is kind of like
Up and coming.
every single scene that you can think of, except for a few very specific ones, are like 20 years behind the American scene. So
they
think
really
about,
are like up and coming.
Right, yeah. So like think about here 20 years ago in like 2000
Sierra
and like
Nevada,
just all of
New
these
Belgium.
things starting to pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly where they're at.
Oh
so.
man,
So this is the
they're
big
gonna
boy.
love YouTube over there.
MySpace is just starting to die off.
yeah.
Next off, we've got another Hef, the second of the 3, and it's Weihensstephaner.
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 And this is a Hefeweissbier Dunkel. So this is,
It's a
I
little
think,
different.
kind of in between the last 2 that we had. It's a Dunkel, but it's also a Weiss. So we'll see. I have no idea.
This is one of the ones that you've had before, right? Or
I
know of
know
the name.
I know the name.
Yeah.
I know of the brewery, and this is the one I was saying. I think this is actually a pretty well-known brewery in Germany. And here we get plenty of beer each.
Yeah.
This is in
How many?
maybe a 750 milliliter.
That
or something.
smell is incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good. It's it is really like kind of between those last 2 in color.
Yeah, it's
Off
opaque this time, but still maintains the brown kind of.
Good head on yours.
Yeah.
And it looks like the really big bubbles, like a well carbonated
Okay, yeah.
German beer.
Sorry, Sean, you don't get the same treatment on that one. Oh no,
I get some
it's
head.
pretty good. Never mind.
Well, that smells more like what I think of with a Dunkel. There's no coffee. It's kind of a yeasty smell.
I get a lot more hef on the smell.
Right.
I get banana
Yeah.
and clove.
I got the banana right off bat.
Gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh,
That's a great beer.
oh, yeah.
That's not to spoil anything. This is gonna break 70.
Oh man.
that's
This
gotta-
might break 40 for me.
Yeah. That's got a punch. I guess that's in a sentence. That's what my problem was with the other ones. Is there was a good setup and no punchline. And this,
Oh, I see.
there it is. It's like
Yeah.
it's all there, and then there's one last kick. Huge carbonation.
Yeah, almost bordering on too much for me, at least.
It's my understanding that that's really typical with German beers, and especially Hefs, is that they're supposed to be like really well carbonated.
Yeah. That's
but
why I'm having trouble pouring them.
This is quite a bit. Yeah, that makes a lot of head.
Yeah, very quickly.
This is not a nitro. You don't invert it. This is much more sensitive. Oh, that wasn't correct. just being a dick.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh man.
This is really good.
It's almost like I don't really get a lot of the Dunkel out of it. It's kind of
It's mostly hef.
Yeah,
It's like 90 or 80%.
If I was
I was
tasting
gonna bring
this-
that up. Yeah, that it feels like a downplayed half. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah, that's fine.
But like, I guess like the things that are like dark about this beer are kind of in like the weird like I guess like middle ground. Like there's some other layer beyond like under the hef that's just
Very
kind of
subtle.
it. You know it. The hef goes down and then it stays on your tongue a little
kind of
bit.
the aftertaste.
Yeah.
This beer kind of makes me appreciate the last one even more. The full Dunkelweizen. If this had done the hef and the Dunkel at the same time, I almost would rather rate that other one lower. But
Right.
Yeah.
that it seems like that if they can't even do that, that might be like insanely difficult.
I also wonder. I wonder how much those flavors clash. The
Right.
big hef flavor and the Dunkel flavor. They might have had to tone down.
One of the two.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic hef in my eyes.
And again, it doesn't do that thing that hefs usually do, at least in the States, where it has that kind of back taste of like
I think
yeast,
yeah.
like dead yeast or something.
It seems like that's a good flavor when it's a subtle flavor, and then it seems as with all American beers, everything's turned up to 11.
Yeah.
And that's a flavor that could go without being turned up to 11.
This at least gets to La Cumbres, which we rated at a 75 for me, for different reasons. That was like so strong banana. It was like banana custard. It was just boom. But this has a little bit more elegance.
This is a much more subtle. I think I'm pretty sensitive to that banana flavor, and this is to me a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, there is that the middle of my tongue. It's just like this huge flavor, but it's nothing's overpowering in it. It's just a lot of flavor. I don't know how you make a lot of flavor without something becoming overwhelming.
Well, when I first take a sip, it's banana, and then I guess I get a lot of the head, and like a lot of that foam, it lacks any sort of like distinct characteristics, but there's just so much of it that like the banana goes away, and it's more of a...
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not a huge flavor. Maybe it's just the sensation of the carbonation on my tongue that I'm feeling.
And the banana comes back. It stays around for longer than most hefts that I've had.
That really is, like, if you swish that in your mouth, it's like a Coke or something. There's just so much carbonation that it like feels like it's like foaming up in your mouth.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying to chug a soda
Yeah.
right now.
I'd prefer this over most soda, to be honest.
That's very good.
I mean, I think we both would agree with you on that one. Seeing as though we're on the Be Right Back podcast and not the Sprite Right Back
Brought to you by Pepsi.
I thought Sprite was a...
Coke product.
I was trying to fuck it up, and I thought I failed. So I'm actually kind of glad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sierra Mist is Pepsi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Fuck me, I don't know.
Anyway,
cares?
Back to Germany.
it's Lego, not Lego.
It's pronounced Hefe, not Hefe.
Hefe.
Hefe?
If you don't have a full wad of spit in your mouth when you start saying the word hef, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Or,
Hefeweisen.
excuse me, heef.
Hefe-Weizen.
Oh my god. Why are we not doing... Oh my... I have realized the error of this episode.
We're not all talking in racist German accents?
No. Yes, that's a close second. But we have a bunch of steins
God damn
that
it!
we could be drinking out of. We're fucking idiots.
Fetch me my Stein.
What I will say, though, is if we start drinking out of the steins, we're not going to be able to see the color. Which is a pretty important thing.
True.
Damn.
Okay, one person...
Somebody mail us some glass Steins.
Someone... I'll take the bullet. I won't drink out of the stein so we can all observe my glass.
I am willing to accept Jeremy's sacrifice.
Would you like that, Stein?
Give me my...
Is that...
My modern...
It's not German, though.
Yeah.
It's like an American Stein. You're doing
but the
it wrong.
Stein is German.
I mean...
But it's also from Wasatch.
This is my space shuttle, my NASA Stein.
Yeah.
It really does. Now that's the first time I've thought of that. It really does look like something out of like the like Apollo.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's true. It's kind of got that like a matte white finish. Anyway, now we're reviewing steins here.
You have a NASA Stein. What are you talking about?
I have an actual NASA. Damn it! We've got this like used bookstore, and they have a little section that's just for like trinkets and shit. And I found a stein that was made in like the 80s or early 90s.
What program
that
was on it?
Celebrating the Apollo 11.
Oh, I think it's the 80s.
Like an anniversary of the Apollo.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's this stein, and it's got all these like rockets and shit on the side, and I was like, this is the intersection of my interests, and I don't have it today.
I don't understand why I'm like associated with Budweiser shit, but I am, because I've received so much Budweiser stuff.
I was there when that was purchased.
Oh, okay.
It was not like, oh my god, it's Budweiser. We need it for Nick.
Oh.
It was like, holy shit, look at this cool fucking stein.
It is a great Stein.
Yeah.
The Stagecoach, the classic Clydesdale Budweiser motif. Yeah.
It was that or like a Christmas one.
Good choice. Then.
I
vetoed the Christmas one.
yeah.
Cheers.
This beer tastes even better out of a stein.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm in Munich right now.
This would be an excellent one to have out of the tap.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
And not one, I mean like 5.
Yeah. And then you go to another one and have 5 more.
Yeah.
And, I had that thought just now. I like set this down, and for a moment, like in my brain, I was like sitting in like this little dimly lit bar in Germany, drinking beer out of the tap, and I was like, life is good.
Yeah.
And then I realized I was back here with you, dick.
You call out to the bartender, Weissbier, Hefe-Weizen,
Por favor.
gracias.
Konnichiwa.
Mr. Worldwide over here.
I found out, to make one quick segue, I thought being mostly Irish, with a name like Sean McGee, I have to be mostly Irish.
No.
Yeah. What gave it away?
That's a Korean name.
I've always thought, like, I want to go to Ireland, and I just want to, like, be there and just, like, walk around and not like, go to see something, but just to exist in Ireland, the motherland, you know? Oh. And I was like, oh, my God, like, to like, go to Ireland and just, like, sit in a pub and just exist like an Irishman. Yeah. I found out the oldest bar in the world, still standing, is in Ireland. You know what it's called? It's called Sean's Pub. So now I'm like, I have to go.
Yeah.
It's my pub.
Yeah. Your relatives' pubs at the very least, yeah.
Well, my mom brought that up. She's like, there's like a relatively high chance that you share blood with those people. Not much, but
a chance.
Yeah.
They actually did like archaeological work on like the pub, and it was like they dated the walls back to like I forget how many years, but it was like really damn old for
old
a pub.
As fuck years.
Yeah, but it's like it's kind of weird because it's like the pub is now like it looks pretty modern.
Yeah,
and it's like kind of integrated into the cityscape pretty well. So when you go in there, it's like not
you would
like,
not. You would not expect that.
Yeah.
People in Ireland think this is just like what we think of Collins. It's just like, fucking Collins
Sean's
bar.
Pub,
Jesus.
yeah.
You really want to go there? whatever the Irish equivalent of PBR is. That's all they have on tap. And you're like, Jesus.
Shamrock titty milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drink that.
Yeah. I have a rating in mind. I have to say Weissbier a couple more times
Weihnachtstephaner?
to placate the German audience.
The V is so tantalizing.
Yeah.
Weihnachtstephaner.
Yeah. Ugh.
Anyway,
Ugh.
I'm gonna go with a. I like a little. A 70.
75.
75. This has improved my mood, apparently.
Yeah, you got quite a jump there. 60, 65, 65, 75. Oh, God.
Sean woke up 3 beers in.
So should I take your Stein? Yeah, okay.
It's like a 20-ounce Stein or a 30-ounce Stein or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to be filling it with like 4 ounces of beer. There's a little puddle at the bottom of my Stein.
Tilt it like almost perpendicular with fucking.
Yeah. Up to the sky. Reach for the sky.
I can see why Steins are that size though, because like unlike our
When your beer is 5%.
yeah, our American habits of drinking like 8s and 9%.
Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, we put half of our beers in 10-ounce glasses.
Yeah,
Oh.
Ding.
it's a nice clink of the glass.
Yeah.
It would be a little funny to drink these German beers out of your Budweiser Stein. It's kind of might make them taste worse, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put this away.
Soil your...
It's cursed.
Yeah.
Well, how often do you use this?
Hey!
We haven't had a Stein night in quite a while.
Oh.
But we've had a few. Impromptu.
Yeah.
We're really drunk. Get out the Steins. Drink more beer.
It's Stein night!
This one's for the boys. This is a premium Weissbier from Franziskaner. Franziskaner Weissbier. Okay,
That's it.
all right.
You nailed it.
A resident German in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to say I learned German. I didn't learn German. I learned how to pronounce German words, specifically for ordering beer. Nice golden yellow color.
Yeah, like a little opaque. Actually, pretty opaque. Here's Sean getting like 50%. Try to fill up that glass.
Yeah,
That
just
Stein.
fill all these glasses up about 3 inches.
I'll make them equal. Yeah.
Smells like a Weissbier. Gentlemen.
Cheers.
That's exactly how I remember it. This is the only of these beers that I've had, and that's it.
I'm like hitting things on the desk here. It was almost like definitely more like weedy, kind of like that aftertaste that we keep bringing up.
Yeah.
That's like weird. Still not enough to be like offensive that like most American beers do it. But it's like there's more of it, and it kind of, I don't know why, it's like kind of got this like Christmassy feel. Like
Interesting.
I guess that's why they call these like white beers, right?
I to be honest, I have no idea why they're called white beers. I think it's to do with the grain or something. I don't.
Yeah, there's more like, I guess like less of that banana thing phenomena,
Yeah.
and more of that wheat that just kind of reminds me of like a winter day.
When I like exhale through my nose, I get the most lemon flavor out of any beer I've ever had.
I
Like
don't
a
see that
very
at all. but-
pronounced. If you like broke a lemon peel like right into your nose, it's like that smell.
Nope.
Oh, you guys are wrong.
I get like mostly yeast.
Interesting. On the tongue, I get all yeast, but then as soon as I start breathing, it's like huge lemon.
Yeah, I see a lot of the yeast in here.
Just like all the other ones, my prediction has been true so far that all of these beers have been clean, crisp, to the point, no errors.
Right.
They don't have any off flavorings, which is pretty astounding. But if I was going to say that anybody could do that, it would be the Germans. So I do not like this as much as my grandfather likes this beer. This is honestly not that great for me. I get a little bit of that lemon. Just a hair.
All on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't see it. Yeah, again, it's like a really nice, clean, crisp, as you said, but it's also a little generic, I guess, or a little like not enough of that stuff. Like it's not as subtle as the some of like the Dunkels that we've done.
Yeah, so we're kind of directly comparing this to the Ludwig Weissbier. And that was definitely a much subtler flavor compared to this. This is kind of the in-your-face version of the...
Oh, it's brewed in accordance with the Bavarian purity law.
That is, if I remember correctly, that they're the only ingredients in your beer. When you're producing the beer, the only things you can use are hops, barley, water, and yeast. There are no extra
Additives.
Ingredients. Yeah.
Oh, so they don't put like marshmallows in there like
Right.
Americans do.
So when we were making a sour, Nick and I, we were trying to brew Gosa or something. They sell, it's called acidulated malt. And so in Germany, if you want to make a sour, you cannot add citric acid.
If you can brew it, you just can't be within the purity laws.
Right. So the brewer is not allowed to add citric acid, but the person who grows the malt can add it to the grain. They spray the husks of the grain with citric acid. So then the brewer is only adding malt, even though it happens to be covered with citric acid. So anyways, that's why that exists. Maybe I'm wrong, but...
And maybe some people in Germany associate that law with good beer or pure beer.
And I think we've talked about this before. You can kind of see how some, like these breweries that have been around since the 1700s, you could see how if you grew up in Germany, you would have a strong association with tradition, especially in your beer. Like in America, we don't have that, and we make all these insane, stupid beers with peanut butter and marshmallows and shit. And you could see how that would not be very appealing to a German who they've been making beer the same way for 500 years.
Right. This is it says on the bottle from Munich since 1363.
Jeez.
So
that's a ways.
Yeah, 650 years.
Good Lord.
So yeah, you again, like
we've been making beer for 600 years. Why the fuck should we put anything other than those four ingredients in our beer? Like, are we gonna deviate because fucking Anchor or Dogfish Head in this fucking
somebody's putting
other
Fruit
country
Loops in their beer?
Who gives a fuck?
Baby 200-year-old country
with this baby 15-year-old brewery,
right?
You know, like
an old brewery in the United States, an old craft brewery in the United States is 10 years old, 20 years old. An old brewery in the United States is 200 years old
at most,
right?
Yeah.
I don't even think. How old is?
I don't know when Budweiser got their
Blue
start.
Ribbon.
Blue Ribbon was like turn of the century, like 1901, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, close to the turn of the century. Yeah, that's like the oldest shit that's still around. Yeah. So, oh boy,
do you think there's like, Germans who are like, man, German beer is so boring. I want that weird, obscure bullshit.
I want to put peanut butter in my beer.
Yeah, like
there probably is. There's probably a community about our age level, our demographic that's like interested in new things that subvert the standard. Right.
Right.
Makes sense. I mean, that's the same thing in Australia, at least. There's like our age demographic is all about like these new wacky things that are not Foster's. So
fuck you, Mom. I'm gonna make my own beer.
I'm gonna put peanut butter in my beer, and then
it's gonna taste like shit, but I'm gonna keep doing it until it doesn't. And then it's gonna taste okay. Yeah, do you think Germans who like are used to these beers that the recipe is older than their family name are like this has been perfected over generations, and then they try like an American beer from a brewery that's like been around for like 4 years. They're like, what the fuck is this? It's like to them it would be awful because it's like such a big flavor and such a weird flavor, and they're like, you have not perfected this recipe. There's so many.
Clearly, nobody would make a beer so cranberry flavored. Why would you do that? Just drink cranberry juice.
You can't taste the yeast.
Yeah. I think there's at least objective merit in trying to expand the profile of beer. Whether or not you think that what Americans are doing is good or not, and whether people should just be putting those four ingredients into making beer, there's something that is broadening about how American breweries brew beer.
Testing the limits of the medium.
Yes. And without that, how is there ever going to be like change and development?
All right. And 1,000 years ago, I don't think people tried to make new beer and they were like, no, that's not how we make it. We make it this way. We don't put anything else in it. It's just like a tradition now. It's old enough that now we say, well, this is what they did 500 years ago. But 500 years ago when they were making it, they were just doing whatever. Mm-hmm. So, why not try to establish some new kind of... I almost just said the word paradigm. I shot myself.
There's a place for both.
Right.
Yeah.
There should always be both. There should always be the standard
this
tradition.
Is proven good.
And then here's what we're doing new in beer.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like, PBR and stuff. Which
has a place if you want to get
long lasting, but
shit-faced.
not proven.
Those are tradition in America.
That's a Wisconsin tradition.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
In America, our tradition is beer tastes like shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder if Blue Ribbon is still around in
500 years.
500 years, if they're going to be as good as this.
I pray not.
Well, and pray they don't get this good, or you pray they're not still around?
I pray they get this good.
Oh, okay.
I guess what I was trying to say is I pray in 500 years we don't taste Blue Ribbon as it is today and go, wow, that's a good beer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like 500 years from now, someone with like a Be Right Back like subspace podcast is going to be like, man, Blue Ribbon, no, in compliance with like the New York like beer purity laws. They really know what they're doing. For 500 years.
This has been older. This brewery is older than the Dorceon 6 entire colony, and so they have refined this flavor
the flavors of Wisconsin,
for the
which
last
is
6
now a
orbits
crater
of Beetlejuice.
Given that, I will give this beer a 55.
Wow. I was going to give this like a 63-ish. Low.
70.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
That's a wide berth.
We have inverted.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you got 3 mystery beers instead of the normal 2, because...
So that's kind of what, now that we're doing German beers, my 3 mystery beers are like run the gamut of American beer. Mm-hmm. So we'll
compare
be
and
back.
contrast.
In contrast to...
Our little foray into other countries, but it's always good to be back home.
That's right. It's been nice, Germany. Well, we got one more. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
it will have been nice in Germany.
it's like after a long vacation,
yeah.
you get home.
You don't want to leave, but it's good to be home.
Yeah. Take your shoes off and
take a shit in your own toilet. There are 2 great joys when you get home from a long vacation. It's taking a shit in your own toilet, and then it's sleeping in your own bed.
For sure. Yeah. Gosh, I hate public toilets so much.
Even a hotel. It's nice because you're by yourself, but it's just...
It's weird,
It doesn't... without getting too crass, you know how your own ass feels on your toilet seat at home. And when you go to a hotel, it's totally different.
Right.
It's not homey. This is foreign to me.
And when you drink an American beer, it
God damn it
feels like home. God damn it.
This is what the Confederates wanted.
Man.
So
back to Germany.
we have our last beer of the 6-pack, which is another Hefe-Weizen. It's from Paulaner, their natural wheat. There's more English on this label than on any other. So
you kind of wonder if they labeled it for American distribution or if this is actually their German.
Like the little cover on the front.
It's still brewed in Munich.
Yeah.
So
Hefe-Weizen.
My God, these beers are pouring like shit. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
Good Lord, there's
so it starts fine, but then as soon as it's like it looks like it has like the nitro kind of the cascading thing, and then it like instantly turns into head.
Yeah, that was actually a really like neat effect. It was like all of the dissolved gases like immediately formed at the top.
Right.
Like at first it was like a very thin layer of head, but then like bam.
Good Lord, yeah. I don't know.
Gentlemen,
cheers.
Oh yeah,
That does not taste like
A Hefe-Weizen.
what America has led me to believe a hef tastes like.
There's no banana, no clove, at all.
I'm getting
Maybe like a hint.
I'm getting that big yeast flavor in there.
Oodles of yeast.
And that's what like really reminded me of a hef. It was like, yeah, there's one right there, but it is different. Than the American.
What separates and this has been not necessarily true with our beers today. My simplification was always that like a Weissbier is yeasty, where a hef is yeasty with the like banana.
Okay.
Well, so that flavor comes from the yeast, but there's always that like weedy flavor at the end. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is Weissbiers seems like they always have that weedy flavor, but not a lot up front, where a hef has that banana yeast flavor up front and then the weedy tail end. And this
is the most flavorless beer we've had today. There's no.
Oh, really?
There's nothing wrong with it, but I get a lot of yeast.
I disagree with that.
I get almost nothing else.
To me, this is no less flavorful than the Pilsner.
They're close.
They are close.
I'll give you that.
Where that last one was kind of a punch in the tongue. It was kind of a big flavor, especially for the category.
I get a little bit of aftertaste on the back of my tongue, but that's pretty much it.
Well, for me, it's like it's very like is what it is up front, and then like you almost want to drink another one right after because there was no really big aftertaste. That's my perception of it. It doesn't stay with me at all.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I agree with you, I get like an aftertaste, and then as soon as I'm like, no, there's a big aftertaste, it kind of goes away. It's like, it's kind of there, it's kind of not.
It's cryptic. This beer
kind of reminds me the most of American beer, I guess. Not that it still isn't like very German in its clean, crisp nature.
I kind of like to somewhat reiterate what we said before. I classify American beers as a lot of things, and I'm ashamed to admit that one of them is American beers always seem like they're one-off of something. They miss one note somewhere.
Which comes with the territory of being, at most, a 30-year-old brewery.
Right.
Yeah.
And in that respect, this tastes like what an American thinks a hef tastes like, in a way.
Yeah.
Where, to me, this is like missing something. There's a note off. It feels like it has a big... To me, this tastes like it has a really big middle. There's like no flavor up front. It's yeasty in the middle, and then it's gone. And that is not what I consider a hef to be.
No, not at all.
So,
and not what the other two hefs were in this episode either. Not even close. The other two hefs were at least pretty bold on like the banana / clove flavor. So
in the best way possible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's just the slightest bit. This is like the LaCroix of hefs.
Right.
Damn.
Hint of hef.
Yeah.
What was that joke? Like shipped in the same truck.
Yeah.
As a hef.
It was in the shipping container next to the shipping container full of Hefe-Weizens.
Yeah, it's like this one is the most I guess generic is the word, but like not exactly flavorless. Like
the flavor it has, I think, is good.
Yeah,
I just wish
there's not much.
It was more.
Yeah,
no,
for
I
sure.
wish it was bigger.
I have a rating.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's a little conflicting for me, but I think maybe I guess a 60.
55.
50.
55.
You know how to guess them, Sean.
I calls them how I sees them.
Split the difference, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, aren't you guys going to be so happy? I'm nothing if not an American. Aren't you going to be so glad to come back and have some American beers?
Have some big, fucking nasty American beers with fucking pancake batter and syrup.
I pictured like someone having sex behind a Denny's. That's what I pictured.
I think that's how other countries view American beer.
What could be more
But it's
American?
good. It's good, though. Good having sex behind the Denny's.
That's
Well,
right.
for me, it was like a brewer just already drunk. Like, well, what if we just scraped some topsoil outside behind the brewer and put it in the brew? Like,
my dad and I have always called like Chex Mix and like the whatever those like snack mixes.
yeah.
It's whatever they sweep up off the floor at the Frito-Lay factory,
Yeah.
and they just
Yeah.
dump it into bags. American beer is what they sweep off the floor in other countries' breweries. and then it like spilled slightly into like the Coca-Cola plant.
All right, we're going to have some Coca-Cola plant beers when we come back.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Would you say that about Dogfish Head, Sean? Or
In a way.
okay,
Right? I mean, they just made a beer that develops film. It's kind of I don't see a German brewer doing that.
Yeah. So that's it for the 6-pack. We're going to come back and hit you with some beer news and then go back to the Coca-Cola plant beers. We'll be right back. This has been Be Right Back, the Lounge Beer Podcast. Want to see how our ratings stack up? Check us out on Untapped and Beer Advocate. Like listening to us at Be Right Back, get our t-shirts and gear at teespring.com/stores/beer-right-back. Welcome back to Be Right Back, the Lounge Beer Podcast. Sean has a big news as I hear it, so I'm ready to be blown away like the THX man. Or no, it's it's the Hastings man.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Remember the video store Hastings that used to be over by Bookman's?
Yeah.
It's like the guy sitting in the chair and being like his tie is like being blown back. And, like, the lights are being pushed past him because of the sound on his speakers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm prepared for with this brewing news. So I'm bracing myself appropriately.
So first, a slower piece of beer news.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ease you into it.
Unclench. Yeah. Okay.
This is like a beer news jacuzzi. You got to go in one step at a time. Brewery offers beer in exchange for stolen van. Gets van back in 42 minutes. This is from
what brewer?
This is from The Takeout, published on Wednesday, which was May fucking 12th or some shit. The promise of free beer might be a more effective way to locate a stolen vehicle than even a GPS tracker. Unknown Brewing Company in Charlotte, North Carolina recovered its purloined van on Monday within just 42 minutes of posting about it on social media. The brewery's call-out offered a free beer keg to anyone with information about the van. Whoever finds it, Brad will buy you a keg party. If you stole it and bring it back, you will also get a keg party. Pretty generous, honestly. A woman spotted the van parked down her street, and the brewery was able to recover it in less than 45 minutes. As stories of the van recovery spread, some skeptics began to wonder if it wasn't a marketing ploy unknown cooked up itself. Today, the brewery wants to assure the public the entire saga was 100% real. Follows with a Facebook post from the brewery. Anyways, I thought that was funny. Nothing like free beer to inspire people to...
yeah, that's funny.
Good on
of course.
for finding it anyways.
And a keg, nonetheless.
That's right.
Not even like a pony keg or a half keg or... Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Full keg of craft beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And very expensive. I'm trying desperately to find a news article that is talking about what I found, and it was long enough ago, I think, that I've got to dig.
No.
NPR. Oh, sorry.
Oh, NPR. Oh, my God.
NPR publishes on May 10th, 2019, makers of Samuel Adams and Dogfish Head beer.
Oh, I saw this.
Merger deal.
Yeah.
So Dogfish Head is now a part of, well, maybe not a part of, but they are now associated with Boston Beer Company, the owners of Samuel Adams. And, of course, there's a picture of
the two boys.
Jim? Is it Jim Coke?
I saw that they were making a collaboration
Jim
brew.
I did not see that, but that would be cool. That'll be interesting, at least. A lot of people in the craft beer community talk a lot of shit about Samuel Adams. I think they're one of the best big breweries. Their Boston Lager is, to me, downright drinkable as a macro brew. You know, any port in a storm kind of thing.
If you're going to hit yourself to a major macro brewery,
right,
it should be.
And good on them for not being a part of the Miller Coors / AB InBev conglomerates.
Yeah.
They're still kind of doing their own thing despite being a big, huge, enormous brewery.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me is hesitant to celebrate this. I think any brewery joining with other breweries in like this kind of a business sense is, I'm a little hesitant.
It ends up being anti-consumer.
Right.
Yeah.
As we've said before, I feel like this can only end poorly. There are very few positives that come out of this. However, people are saying that this is probably going to be really good for business for Dogfish Head. Already a huge brewery.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more business they need. They're pretty ubiquitous, but you know what, good for them. If it makes business sense to them. I have kind of a lot of faith in Dogfish Head. I think if they're making this decision, they've done their homework. They seem like...
Probably.
It's the same thing if like Founders or if Sierra Nevada did something similar. You kind of have a certain amount of like, you've been independent for long enough, you know the playing field. You don't have to do this, so the fact that you're doing it says something about the worth of doing it.
Yeah.
Hope it turns out good. I like Dogfish Head, and
I agree.
And again, of the big macro brews, Sam Adams is all right. So that was my big, huge.
Yeah, that's it.
Was that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
So there's brewing news.
Yeah. That's like the big piece of the last couple weeks.
On to
Anyway, we've got 3 mystery beers today. All of them American. All of them interesting in their own way, I hope. So
one of them better be nasty. I'll be disappointed if not.
If there are no Cocoa Puffs in this beer.
And you're about to hear something that you did not hear from the German beers.
A can?
Oh, my stars.
America! I'm surprised the hissing of the carbonation didn't just like play the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, wow, I can pour this beer correctly. Yay.
There is a human amount of carbonation in it. Sounds good.
All right, you can open your eyes. Sean's not going to see much.
Yeah, you're going to have to show me color on this. And I'm colorblind. So that's kind of like a reddish, purplish kind of...
Yeah.
A little maroon in there.
That smells reddish purplish. What the fuck is this? Okay.
Cheers. Whoa.
Man, am I insane or something? I'm not getting
Ow.
a big reaction. That
Oh, man.
It's developing film on my tongue.
The bile sensors are going off.
That smells incredible. To me, it kind of just tastes like a fruity sour, but the smell has this other. There's like something almost chocolatey. There's like some peculiar kind of like an off flavor in it. Not bad and not flavor, I guess, scent. But there's something else to that scent that is not just a fruity sour.
What do you think, Jeremy?
it's a really like, oh wow, man, what is it? It's kind of, it reminds me of like a grapefruit-esque thing.
I could see grapefruit.
I could also see grapefruit.
And yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just a really pleasant sour / gosa.
There's something else in this.
I don't know.
There is a flavor in that, like plum or something. There's like some.
Oh yeah,
There's something.
I can see
there.
plum maybe. Is it? Wait, what part of the sip?
Kind of middle of your tongue, getting to the back of your tongue.
Oh, yeah, that's.
There's something there.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, I have to kind of like lick it off my lips to really get it though. It has to be like a food substance of some kind.
Yeah, it's just like sticks out to me. There's just like one thing there that I'm like not sure what it is. Very tart, very sour.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
So I'm going to give out 4 points for this one. We're going to do IBU, ABV, brewer, and I'm going to guess there's no points for this, but there's two dominant flavors that they profess in this. So
Okay. What is the flavor? Like
I've got my guess.
chop suey
well,
or
let's
something?
do ABV first.
Okay.
Let's do the classic
Okay.
ABV first.
I'm gonna guess like 5.5%.
All right, good guess, Sean.
So is that to me higher or lower?
Yeah,
Because it's right there. 4.5.
Sean nails it. 4.5.
Wow.
Like nothing in that at all.
IBU,
5.
Jeremy.
12.
Jeremy gets it. It's
Whoa!
10.
Hey, nice.
It's a 1-1 right now. 1-1 split. Brewer. Wait, no. Actually, let's do dominant flavors
Okay.
first. Let's do brewer last.
Would you like to guess?
Ah, sure. Fuck. I guess like coriander.
There's 2 flavors, so you get two guesses.
Coriander and these are the ones listed on the bottle, right?
Yes,
I guess grapefruit.
grapefruit and coriander.
I'm going to say lime.
So I will give a point if one of yours is correct.
Okay.
Lime and
Grapefruit's good. I get a little bit of raspberry out of this. I'm going to say lime and raspberry.
Just making sure that I knew what was in this. Blackberry and lime.
Hey! Yeah, it's like not quite raspberry, but there is like
A berry.
that kind of berry flavor.
I can see pomegranate, though. Pomegranate was very close. Yeah.
Or grapefruit, rather.
Grapefruit.
Thank you.
You said pomegranate at one point, right?
No.
Okay, well,
You said
Fuck me.
pomegranate.
just now.
Yeah.
Brewer.
Is there like a shot in the dark on this one? Like is there a chance in hell? Or is it like this person in...
Had you heard of this brewery?
There's a chance.
Okay.
I'm going to say Dogfish Inn.
I'm going to guess... Lacumbre?
Neither of you are right. This is Little Nap from Prairie.
Oh, it's new.
Yeah, this is their new release.
This is great.
This is from like April 19th is when they released this.
Prairie
Oh.
kills sours.
Sours.
They nail it.
okay.
Exactly.
Every single time. Yeah. I saw this in a 4-pack and I had to get it. And I was I had already 2 mystery beers, but I was like,
How can you not?
we have to get this. Yeah. And I was right. This is delicious.
Any new Prairie beer is worth trying. Any new Prairie sour is worth buying whatever they allow you to buy.
This is very good.
Yeah.
A pronounced lime flavor. A berry flavor. I don't think I get blackberry specifically, but...
I don't think I've ever actually had a blackberry, but...
Wait, what? You've never had a blackberry?
Whoa.
What?
And it was until recently that I had actually had raspberry.
Where did
You're like that reminds me, my dad like never had a mango until he was like
I've never
35.
eaten fresh mango.
Whoa. What
You
country
grew up-
am I in right now?
grew up in a fruitless household?
Yeah. They didn't have it at Jack in the Box, so I didn't.
It's quite good. Just the right amount of tart. Really, really tart.
It was really sour up front, and I found that, I don't know if it's as I warm up or as I drink more of it, it has really mellowed out. It's kind of tamed.
This is ease for elderberry, but without like the seedy earthiness.
Oh.
And then that lime adds a little
Something
citrus
else.
zing.
Yeah. Which is not as good as the earthy seediness because it doesn't cut through enough.
yeah.
It's not a juxtaposition of flavor, so this is quite good though.
Rating?
Rating, sure.
I will give that an 80.
70 for me.
This is like a 77.
Nice.
So,
So, 76.
Yeah.
For anyone
Excellent.
wondering what that sound is, we're
There's a hailstorm
yeah,
outside
it's
right
like
now.
snowing / hailing out, and it's hitting the door here.
Yeah.
It was nice, warm summer weather for the last few weeks, and I guess this week it's supposed to turn to shit. And right now it's snowing. I think it's pretty much raining for the rest of the week, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man.
But we carry on. Someone's got to do all this hard work.
Yep.
Might
Indoors.
as well be us. Yeah.
Drinking beer.
With a heater on. Yeah, there's an American beer.
For sure.
American beer
Yeah.
has got to punch you in the tongue.
Slap you across the face.
That's right. Lil Nap. It's got a adorable little kitten on the front of it, hugging a human being. This cat is doing all kinds of shit. Oh, it's like fucking fighting dragons and going through hell and stuff. They're going through space. Holy shit! Have you seen the shit this cat's done?
dude, yeah.
That's a badass cat. Look at that. I love it even more now.
Is a pirate in one of
85.
these?
100 Soul Ascension.
Amazing.
All right, we've got our second mystery beer.
Let's go.
Oh, damn, that's right.
Feels so good to be able to pour correctly.
We're on easy mode now, lads.
Yeah. Yeah, after German beers, this is tutorial level.
All right, take a peek.
I smell IPA. from here. Oh my god!
Ow, that's
Crystal's mom listens. Hello, Judy. Thank you for listening. And she always teases me for going ah. But like, sometimes you smell a beer, and it just gotta like.
This is one of them. This is pretty dank smelling.
So I think you guys are on the money with the IPA there.
Gentlemen.
Cheers.
It's a lager.
Ah!
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. This develops film.
I'm guessing Waldo's right now.
That is a fair guess. Although, I don't get nearly as much dank as
That's
I
right.
do out of Waldo.
I'm glad you told me I was wrong. So now,
Well,
I get a second.
I'll give you that
guess.
freebie.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being in first place.
Yeah.
You get a little bone thrown your way.
Damn, leaving me in the dust.
Did you not think this was Waldo's? Because
I thought this was Waldo's too.
Yeah.
That is a double, if not a triple IPA. That's a huge hop flavor.
This is definitely in that triple range. Or at least what double should be if people abused the title.
Right. I'm guessing Mosaic hops.
Holy shit.
Oh boy.
Pinky raised.
A Final Gravity.
Okay.
You don't have Final Gravity, do you?
How do you even test that? You have to.
It's how sweet it is.
Oh, okay.
No. I
Damn.
don't have Final Gravity.
I'm going to guess it anyways.
I have like everything other than Final Gravity though.
Interesting.
I have hops. I have serving temperature.
Did I get Mosaic?
We'll talk about that in a
Okay.
minute. If you want to go with ABV first, or if you want to sit and drink on this a little bit more.
Should I go first or you want to take it?
You can go first this time.
That is no less than a 90. I'm going to guess.
No, ABV, not IBU.
Oh, shit. Well, it's got some bite to it. I'm going to guess 11%.
Whoa.
I get a boozy burn at the back of my tongue.
I was going to go with 9%. I'll bump it up to 9.5 given Sean's rating.
Sean, what did you eat this morning? Was it Wheaties? It's 11% exactly.
Hey!
Oh my god.
I was like, is that going to change the flavor? Oh, did I get them both exact?
The ABV, yes.
Yeah. Hey,
yes.
what about that? That's cool.
Wheaties, man.
Yeah.
It's the Wheaties breakfast.
Damn.
Breakfast.
Only had yogurt.
So I'm going to be transparent here and say that the IBU is not on the can.
Damn.
I tried to find IBU, and I think I've got a close approximation amongst the different ratings that I have online. So
90. Oh, you're going first. Take 90 from me.
95.
Okay.
is my
85 then.
Jeremy with the direct on 95.
God damn it!
Yeah! Wheaties, baby!
Oh, man.
All right,
That's
now style, and that's it for this one.
Oh.
style,
style.
or brewer?
Style. You're not going to get the brewer.
Which tells me something. Am I guessing? Okay. Triple.
now, triple what?
A Belgian triple. What do you think? Triple IPA.
Triple Hefeweisen. There's a whole banana in my glass.
And then it's just surrounded with wheat.
Yeah.
Motherfuck. Well, a double is like lowballing it, right? I'm gonna guess like...
You might have it with double. I don't know. There's not a lot of places making triple.
yeah.
Double or quad.
Yeah.
I know they exist. I've never seen a quadruple IPA. I don't like the look in your eye right now.
Fuck. I'm gonna go with... Damn it. Double, I guess. Yeah.
This is a triple.
Hey!
This is... By the way, the can design is like a 10 out of 10. I love this.
Wow.
Holy
design.
shit.
It's Utah.
Yeah. This is the Duke from Mason Breweries.
Oh,
Mason Ale Works, excuse me.
in Utah?
I believe so, yes.
That is a cool fucking can.
That's like one of the best can designs I have ever seen.
That makes you want to buy it just based on that.
Yeah,
And it tastes just like the name. It's boom.
Damn.
It's the Duke.
Yeah. Is this Monument Valley?
That is Monument Valley.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. What a neat design.
And an excellent beer.
Yeah.
They nailed it. A triple IPA is a hard beer to pull off, I think. It's just so easy for it to be so enormous that it's hard to take in. But
This is just on the verge of being too hoppy to be drinkable, which is perfect for a triple.
It does remind me a lot of Waldo's, just without that, like exactly what you said, without the dank, without the marijuana note.
Yeah.
By the way, we were on the subject of hops earlier. I'm going to read you the list of hops that is in this beer.
Is it more than 5?
Amarillo, Columbus, Chinook, Centennial, Cascade, Idaho 7, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Citra.
I was going to say, did I pick the only fucking one that's not on the list?
I was gonna say
it's way down there.
thank God I like double, but like Citra of Debt for sure. And
Yeah.
I'm glad it's on there. So I'm not a complete buffoon, even though
I could have named every hop I know, and I would have missed 2 of them.
I really like the fact that we did all these German beers, and then this is like the quintessential
epitome
of American
beers.
beers.
snap back to reality.
Hope there goes gravity. Hope.
Final gravity.
1.025.
Oh, Jesus. Jeremy, God. 1.011.
Idiot.
What are you, fucking new here?
I would have several of these. Even
I would have a couple and then pass out.
Yeah. 11% is a lot. It's very good, though.
Oh, for sure. I have a rating. I'd give it an 80.
Sean?
85.
Ooh, I was going to say an 80, so
83.
82.
2.5.
80-12.
That really is. I bought the can only because of the label.
Right.
Yeah.
So they nailed it.
Good job, Mason Aleworks.
Jesus.
This is our first Mason Aleworks beer on the podcast. And what a beer it is.
And it immediately went up on the
board.
because it's above 80.
They're from California.
It doesn't say where?
In very small text that I'm having trouble reading because I'm ancient. San Marcos.
Oh, there's a university there. That's about all I know. Now I know there's a brewery there, and they make a hell of an IPA.
All right. How are we all feeling?
Oh,
Feeling great, but
can I take a bathroom
damn,
break?
I feel like I could use about one more beer, Nick.
All right. I will oblige. Would you like a bathroom
I
break?
don't like.
I was
that.
kidding.
Oh, okay.
You've got a grin on your face that I'm nursing this one. Give me a second.
Okay, that's fine. Take your time. Take your time.
Oh no. I'm gonna guess now 18%.
This is when I throw you a curveball and give you Land Shark Lager.
Or it's like non-alcoholic.
I saw Pacifico today, and I almost wanted to do it, but I felt like we needed to have a cervezas episode,
No.
and I didn't want to take Pacifico away because that's like one of the quintessential
Right.
Mexican lagers.
We got to do the American macro brews, college beers, and then Mexican style lagers.
Yeah.
So like true Mexican lagers, and then we have to do Mexican style lagers.
Yeah.
We have to compare the American take to the
Audience, prepare yourself for thousands of episodes of garbage.
beers you don't want to drink, and neither do we. But we do it for you.
We really need to do a shit beer episode soon. We've had so many episodes of like craft beer that we need to throw
I
one
want a
shit beer in there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it feels like we're about due for one.
Well,
Is that separate from the beers that you would serve in solo cups episode?
I think that's about on par.
Okay.
that's college beers,
All
right?
right. Yeah.
Oh, drinking this fast makes it worse.
Yeah, you got to sip it.
This is a
Take
sipping
your time.
kind of beer.
Don't worry about it.
No, we're not rushing you.
Those were 2 really good beers.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, there's a couple of little naps left, so
What's that?
there's a couple of little naps left. Came
Naps?
Yeah. Little
Oh,
they
little naps.
Came in a 4-pack,
I
so
was like, you telling me I can go
Dude, this is available in singles. The Duke.
Really? How much? $4 or $5? Holy shit!
$2.39 for the Duke. That's insane, right? That is a very low price for such a good beer. Oh boy. And we've got one beer left on the docket.
So now I can have my full attention on it.
Yes. Close your eyes. We've got one final little...
Oh, cans.
Hope you guys don't have anywhere to go.
Uh-oh. Well, that sounds boozy. God damn it, Nick. If this is rum, I swear to Christ.
Oh, it's only tequila. It's fine.
Oh, it's not 45%. It's only 41%.
All right, you can open your eyes.
I smell chocolate.
Oh my gosh. No
It's
light
black.
can pass through this beer.
You see the head on that? You see how black the head is?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, I thought I smelled chocolate. Now I just get coffee. It's motor oil. you just served me 10W30.
Synthetic?
Used 10W30. So there's a lot of people on the internet who talk about mouthfeel and how this beer feels like maple syrup or it feels like oil where it like just slicks off your tongue. And to me, 95% of beers just feel like beer. That is like syrup. That's so thick. That is so viscous in your mouth.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I've never had anything. This is the most viscous beer I've ever had in my life.
To me, it hits your tongue. Granted, pretty viscous as you said, but then
It's gone.
Every like molecule of ethanol like separates like and then like goes right into your your nose. And it's insane.
That first sip wasn't too boozy for me.
The second one, though,
It doesn't smell boozy. There it is. I was so ready to be like, no, Jeremy. But it really does. That's the best. I can't improve on that description. It does just, it's like two layers. There's chocolatey, syrupy coffee flavor. And then there's, oh my God, I just inhaled like denatured alcohol.
Yeah.
This won't reveal anything, but this is about as new as the Little Nap.
Do we know the brewery? Like, do I know the name?
Yeah.
Huh.
Who's stupid enough to do something like this?
Well, first we have to go ABV.
Right.
And I think it's Jeremy's turn to go first.
Yeah. Oh my God! Like what would that be? Like 15? Like 15.5?
Don't do that.
Say that again.
Well, now I want to highball it. Just 16 to like stay close to my original guess without outsider information.
I'm so, I don't know, is the short and hairy of it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Short and hairy.
it could be like 13, but like the way this beer is brewed, like the alcohol just goes into your eyeballs or something.
So that's what's conflicting to me is I taste this and I taste 10%, but then as soon as I was ready to say no again for the second time, I was ready to be like, Jeremy, you don't know what you're talking about. I exhale and it's like it burns the hairs out of my nose.
I don't get quite that strong.
Okay.
It's 16, I think, is high.
Okay. I'm going to go back to my 15.
Gotta stick with your guns, Jeremy. Gotta be strong. Gotta not let
15 was my original gun.
The tyrant of Sean let you
That's true.
change your vote.
12.
17.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it, Sean! Why'd you let me do that?
You're drinking wine right now.
How does wine hide a fucking 17%?
Yeah, well,
So well.
Excuse me, 17.5.
And to their credit, I don't taste 17.5, and it's hard to hide
Yeah.
What did I say? 12. It's hard to hide 5.5% of alcohol, so they know what they're doing. Very dark chocolate flavored.
Yeah.
Lately, historically, I've had a hard time differentiating like coffee from darker chocolate flavor. To me, this is dark chocolate.
Okay.
It started off as coffee, but I'm kind of seeing the dark chocolate flavor.
To me, this is almost like it's almost like in a way it's like own unique like just dark beer flavor that like we use these other descriptors to get close to dark beer, but at the end of the day, like
it is its own flavor.
Yeah, and this is very like condensed and like distilled dark beer. Like
Whoa!
I have
it's oily is the best way I can describe this beer because it is so thick in your mouth. It's so like gummy. You feel like you have to chew it. And then you swallow it and it just like washes off your tongue. It's gone. It feels like you have like an oil slick in your mouth and you swallow and it just like washes away.
Yeah. I'm still getting, well, I don't know if it's the...
There's a very definite aftertaste.
Yeah, the aftertaste is really boozy, but then there is something else in there.
Boozy, chocolate, coffee. It's like, that's incredible. I've had a lot of boozy stouts, and this is kind of weirdly in a class of its own. This is unlike a lot of other beers I've ever had.
I cannot find IBU anywhere for the life of me.
That's fine.
So we're going to do style and brewer. So style first.
I don't know how specific you want me to get. I'm going to say Imperial Stout.
That was my line.
Well, you can also vote Imperial Stout and deny him a point if he gets it.
Oh,
yeah.
Because then we both get a point.
Imperial Stout, babe.
Wow. Surprisingly, you both
Genius.
are correct. Yeah. Brewer. And you're first.
Take it from me, Jeremy.
This tastes like something modern times would do.
There are not a lot of breweries who would do something like this.
Oh, wait, was it? Yeah, Modern Times was the... They did the one with the pizza on it.
No,
That's Evil Twin, and that's my guess.
Well,
I mean, I'm going to stick with Modern Times. Just,
This tastes like an Evil Twin. I struggle to think of a brewery that would do something like this that is not them.
yeah, for sure.
all right, so we have Modern Times, Evil Twin, 120-day dry-aged stout from Evil Twin. Shauna wins by...
I've never even seen that.
This is new. They have a 98-day aged dry stout.
Oh,
This is 120.
we might have to compare them.
Oh,
Might
God.
get drunk again.
Can we do like a 3-pack on that one?
So, like, I always want to do the all the minute beers from Dogfish Head, the 60, 90, 120, 75, and 61.
We have to do that.
But I can never find all 5 of them at the same time.
Yeah.
I can only ever find, like,
They have 90 and 120 of
McGaw's?
this. Yeah. No, at McGaw's.
of the stout.
Yeah.
Wait, there's you can get 75 at Hops on Birch. You'd have to
Yeah.
get a growler though.
It's on tap.
It was until unless their remodel like changed their tap list.
Holy shit.
When were you there?
But it was before the remodel that I had a 75-minute on tap. So
They've changed their tap list
Yeah.
a couple of times since.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
In true Evil Twin fashion.
I picked this up and I didn't expect anything lower than 15%. And I was not surprised.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Dry aged. I don't know what that means. 120 days is a third of a year.
Yeah. Doesn't say anything on the can.
What does it say along the bottom?
Dry aged malt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do you get any malt in this?
I get all malt.
Only.
Malt is the grain, that's where stouts get their flavor.
Oh, sorry. I meant like I was thinking like
Did you mean hops?
malt balls.
Oh,
I'm dumb.
I don't get any of those.
I'm yeah.
Oh, boy.
Me neither. I'm gonna need to lay down after this.
Good lord. Pretty rough. It doesn't hold any punches. That's for sure.
I maintain that 17 feels high. I think they disguise 17 pretty well.
I think that every Evil Twin beer feels less than it actually is. So I agree. Once you've had a little bit of it, you start to feel 17.5.
For me, it's like when I exhale. It's like through my nose, I just get this like boozy alcohol. What a beer. Evil Twin fails to disappoint.
Yeah, really.
This is... If you like took any of the German beers that we just had and distilled it down, it would like...
If you made vodka out of all of the German beers we've had today...
It would be milder than this. It's like, this is just such a huge flavor.
Wow. I'll give it a 70.
I was also thinking 70.
80.
Whoa.
That's got a really good bitter. I have historically on this podcast not liked bitter stouts.
It's got a good bitter flavor,
Yeah. I usually opt for sweeter milk stouts. This is very sweet.
Yeah.
But it has a really strong bitter finish that to me matches. First sip is like chocolate, goes straight into this really boozy, sweet flavor. And then that like bitterness is like a really perfect end cap to that sweetness.
I think that this is unfairly close to High Country Brunch. And I think of High Country Brunch and I compare it to this, which is totally like not even like within the same realm. And so I think I probably rate this low because of that. I love the bitter. I love how sweet it is. But there's just like this weird, horrible finish of just, it hides it really well up until the end. And then you breathe through your nose and you want to like choke. Yeah.
It feels like you're shooting flames out of your nose.
Yeah. And I guess this is sort of Evil Twins' forte. To me, like out of their bunch, this feels like a little weaker than their 80s.
Interesting.
So
there are some beers where I want a boozy punch. I would not want any more than this. To me, this is like the perfect amount of booze. It's just enough alcohol, heat, and that particular flavor that like really fits this huge stout style.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, that is all that she wrote. I think the three of us are pretty in the bag after this episode.
This was the German import beers episode, and then it turned into
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was the easy. Oh yeah, let's have a nice easy recording session today.
I can see how somebody who would drink this, who is German and has only drank those beers,
and it would kill them.
They would die.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like how could you go from that to this?
And to us who are used to enormous beers, this is a lot of beer. Challenging is to me like a what's the word? I don't know. Challenging just sounds like a dickish way to describe a beer, but this is a challenging beer for us who are used to huge beers. And to somebody who's used to Bitburger,
they're going to get
This
destroyed.
is fatal. This is cyanide. There's no coming back from that. I really think like that you would have one sip of that and be like, fuck no, I'm going back to Germany. Like that.
Yeah. Or the exact opposite.
Convert them.
I had no idea never
beer
go
could
back.
Taste like this.
I would never go back to Germany. Yeah. There's no way any brewery in Germany would make anything like this, and I want to taste more things like that. Same with the Duke, really.
That's right.
Duke,
huge beer.
the Duke.
The exact opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
These really are these kind of bookend. Beer. Mm-hmm. These are the two
incredibly
extremes.
Tart.
Well,
super sour.
Extremes.
Right. Yeah.
Massive hop, massive malt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's beer. Mm-hmm. Every beer lies somewhere between those three.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a wheat
somewhere in there.
So I think wheat is like the fourth point, or wheat or yeast is like the fourth degree, where hops, barley, and sour.
Yeah.
Are 3 points. I think the fourth point is yeast or hops.
I think we could add a fifth one, water.
Oh my god. Is this no.
What?
Is this Pellegrino. You're kidding. I rate this a 5 out of 22 on the minerality scale.
Man.
That was a great fucking beer. 3, Nick. Excellent mystery beers. Great choices. Thank you for bringing them.
No problem.
And,
Anything for the boys.
That's right. Be right back. And thank you for joining us on Be Right Back. And I hope you can find at least some of these beers, some German beers, some Prairie.
Next episode, we have our first listener contributed episode, and we don't even know what they are. So
Complete
they're
mystery.
they're gonna be like 6 random beers that we have no idea. We're all going to be very astounded when we have Bud Light on the podcast. So
give them some credit.
yeah, I guess, yeah. So go out and get yourself 6 random beers, spin around in a circle, get yourself a real dizzy, and then point at the cooler and pick out whatever you point at.
And
you know?
drink with us.
Yeah.
Next time. Be Right Back. The Lounge Beer Podcast.